this video, I'm going to break down how much money I made in 2024 as a freelance video editor, and I'm going to break it down with an estimate of the different sources of income that I have, and I'm going to share some tax deductions that I plan on taking to make my tax bill as low as possible. So if you're a 1099 contractor, keep watching this video because I'm going to share my experience with what I went through in 2024. First off, in this video, I'm going to show estimates and not the exact dollar amount that I made, but you're going to get an idea of what I ended up grossing this year. And I'm making this video for my future self so I can see what improvements I made in my life and to see if I improved my income over the years. So the majority of my income I have been doing for almost 2.5 years now. And my main client that I work with is a videography company based out of Los Angeles, California. And I work with him on a monthly retainer, and I get a ton of work from his company because he is always filming at different events in Los Angeles. So he just outsources all the files to me, and I edit up testimonials, event recaps, and personal content for his pages. And I'm also a social media manager for his YouTube channel, and I also do manage a client through his company and help with posting on their social medias. Another client that I work with is a broker based out of Houston, Texas, and there are other clients that come to me when they need editing work, such as other agencies and content creators. So a total estimate of my total gross income this year is $80,000, but keep in mind this is before expenses. I've also started a few small side hustles this year, and here are a few that I started. The first side hustle I started was podcast clipping, and this is where I made a TikTok account and I posted podcast clips on here. And I've seen this side hustle on social media everywhere, so I started this earlier this year, and it was actually legit. I started making income with this in the month of May, and I made about $10,000 with this, which I can't complain about. But this is also a side hustle that I am not going to plan on relying on because there are times where you can get banned out of the creator fund and then you don't have that money. I've gotten banned out of the creator fund twice, and I unfortunately lost $2,500 last month, and I'm just devastated about that. Another small side hustle that I have is affiliate marketing, and this is where I have links in my social media descriptions, and I can make a range of $30 to $75 a month from this. Another income source that I started this year was videography. I actually got my FAA Part 107 license this year, and this allows you to fly a drone commercially and to make profit off of it. I've only had one job with that this year, and that is when I went and shot a real estate listing with the drone, and I did it completely for free, but the real estate agent was really nice and he ended up paying me $100 for it. But this is something I definitely want to expand upon in 2025 as a side hustle and to help local businesses with videos and with their social media pages. So we'll see where that can go next year. It honestly just depends on the amount of editing work that I do have, but I will say I definitely enjoy editing more than filming just because I am an introvert, but I definitely want to get more outside of my comfort zone next year. But again, it really just depends how much editing work I do have with different clients. And the last side hustle that I'm actually going to be starting next week, hopefully, is UGC, which means user generated content. And this means you create videos for a company. So I had a company reach out to me last week, and they want me to be a partner with their brand. So I would be one of the faces of their brand. So essentially they make a script for me, they send it over, and I would film about 3 to 4 videos every month. I film it and I just send it off to them, and they do all the editing. And this company is wanting to work with me on a monthly retainer because they want long-term partnerships. So this can definitely be a great source of income going into 2025. I haven't done a whole lot of UGC, but I am comfortable talking on the camera and talking about something that I am passionate about. And this is something I could definitely do as a side hustle next year, is creating UGC content for brands. As I grow my personal brand, then more brands will end up reaching out to me, and that is something I could definitely see myself doing in 2025. So I'm hoping the company I am in talks with, we start our partnership next week. And if it actually does go through, then I definitely want to make a video on that and talking about my experience with that. In 2024, when it comes to the different creator funds on different social media platforms, I did not make anything, but a main goal of mine is to get monetized on YouTube in 2025. And to do that, I need to reach 3,000 watched hours. And right now I'm at about 1,050 hours watched. So I'm almost halfway there. So my main goal is to get monetized by May of 2025. And when getting monetized on YouTube, the watched hours is the hardest part. So this is something to where if I upload 2 to 3 long form videos every month, then I will eventually get there. So growing my personal brand on YouTube is something I definitely want to expand upon in 2025. And as I grow my personal brand, more companies will reach out to work with me to create UGC content or even just sponsorships. So now let's talk about tax deductions I can take on my income. And I just want to say I am not a financial advisor. So I wrote down on an Excel spreadsheet all my expenses that were business related for the year of 2024. So I am not going to forget something that I had an expense on in January because I have everything written down. So as you can see, I have my own office. So anything office related with my editing work, I can can take a tax deduction for. I also officially opened my LLC this year, so I can write off the cost for that. And there's so much more that I can write off, especially with being a homeowner. I can write off interest and property taxes. And keep in mind, my wife and I, this is our first year of being homeowners. So a majority of our monthly payments have been going towards interest, so we can write that off. There are definitely advantages to being a homeowner when it comes to tax season, but also being a homeowner can be expensive because if anything happens to the house, it is on us. So if you're wanting to be a homeowner anytime in your life, definitely do your due diligence and make sure you can afford if something were to go wrong with your house. If you're wanting to see a video on how my wife and I became homeowners at 21 years old, definitely let me know down below and I'd love to make a video on that. But going into 2025, unfortunately, we have tax season. And this is the first tax year that I've decided to hire a CPA. For previous years, I have done it all myself and I have used TaxAct. But with this year, I've made more and had more expenses. So I have hired a CPA that I was referred to by a finance creator. And this is obviously really important because you want to have a CPA that you can trust. And when handling your taxes, you want to try to set aside about 30%. And all my taxes, I have set aside in a high yield savings account in Marcus. So I can make more interest on that money rather than having it sit in a regular savings account where it's earning cents. So that is something I definitely recommend doing with your tax money. And again, you want to make sure you keep track of everything when it comes to taxes because you do not want Uncle Sam to come to your front door. And also keep in mind, it does depend what state you live in. And for myself, I live in Wichita, Kansas, which is one of the cheapest cities that you can live in the United States. So being able to gross $80,000 where I live isn't bad at all. Because if I were to work an employee job here, then I would be making at max $20 to $22 an hour. And that's even pushing it. So my wife and I had to be smart with our money and we do not live some extravagant lifestyle. So what we make at 22 years old is great for us. And we are definitely blessed to be in the position that we are at. And from here, we just want to grow sustainably and just keep grinding. I'm making this video for my future self and for any of you that are a 1099 contractor or a freelance video editor. I actually have a free Discord community in the description below. And for anyone who wants to join and learn how to just make more money, then make sure you join that. And if you're still watching this video, thank you for watching and make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. And I'll see you all in the next video.